Eels team readout looks like this. Lydiard, Chalmers, Cronin, Laurie, Atkins, Ella, Eden, Price, Sharpwin, Mayers, Stewart and Jerd. And I reckon they would dearly love to have both Brett Kenny and Peter Sterling with them today, but they were both previously engaged in the Challenge Cup final at Wembley, which Kenny's Wigan side won by 28 points to 24. John Mooney for Parramatta will be matching strategies with Canterbury's Warren Ryan. The Bulldog lineup for today: Michael Potter, Peter and Chris Mortimer, Farah, O'Brien, Lamb, Steve Mortimer, Langmack, Gould, Batiste, Broman, Folkes and Tunks. Parramatta and Canterbury, both on 12 points after 8 rounds in the Winfield Cup Premiership. Joining me in commentary are Bill Anderson and Graeme Hughes for today's NEC Big Game, Parramatta versus Canterbury Bankstown. So Canterbury Bankstown running from right to left as these two champion sides get underway, and what an embarrassing start for David Lydiard. Well, Roberts must believe that he touched it with his hands, because had it have come off his head, it would be no... 5 tackles gone. The Eels will bomb here. It's with Ella. He decides to run it, and at the bootlaces of Lydiard. And it's a penalty to Parramatta. Canterbury inside the 5, I take it.
That was the ruling by Kevin Roberts, and he played a good advantage. He gave Parramatta every opportunity to score the try, and when they didn't, he then penalised the Canterbury Bankstown inside backs for being inside the 5 metres.
Michael Cronin's success rate very high for 1985, 83.5%. Well, this match has been billed, Graeme, as the grand final replay, but the Parramatta side bears little resemblance to that one that took the SCG late in September.
Yes, it doesn't, Ray, but I lean towards Canterbury. This man's going to be very important.
He's got it, Graeme.
And that's the reason why.
There it is, 2 points to 0. Parramatta leading Canterbury. Back into the line, but he went in to make a tackle on Mayers, and he picked up, I would think, a knee. Just got his head in the wrong place at the wrong time. Across now for Ella. A cut-out pass to Cronin. Cronin gets a pass out. Laurie sweeps it off the ground. It's with Mike Eden. Inside for Chalmers. Inside for Ella. He kicks ahead. He leads the race for the ball. On the toe he goes again, and he scores. Steve Ella has scored a magic try. Oh boy, that's been a superb try, kept alive by Mark Laurie. See it again. Ella in the play once. Cronin is able to pop this ball away. It looked like they had him, but they didn't give him enough respect. That ball scooped off the ground by Laurie was an important part, an important cog in this try. And then it was the zip man at his brilliant best, chipping over the top. Then he keeps it on the boot. In these conditions, he knew this ball was going to plop into the end goal, and he picks up a 4-pointer and a beauty.
You can put this try down. A great play by Mick Cronin. He's held in the tackle. He's not put to the ground. And this forces the Canterbury Bankstown winger to come in and try and effect a tackle. That gave Parramatta the extra man. Cronin slipped the ball away. Play continued through Eden down the left-hand side of the field. He looked outside. He then looked back inside, and he found the ever-present Steve Ella after it had gone through one set of hands. Ella kicked the ball back over the top. It became a race for the ball laying on the ground. He socketed ahead, fell on it in goal for a magic 4-pointer.
Steve Ella, the man who at the start of the year was much criticised for his lack of involvement. Well, he certainly got involved in that one. 6-0 to the Eels. Cronin with 1 from 1. This time he's near the sideline. 22-metre line. Hits it. He doesn't mind it. He's just missed it though. No change to the scoreline. NEC Big Game 6-0 Parramatta. 22 line.
Should have let the ball go then, Jerd. Parramatta are masters of counter-attack. They had extras on the left-hand side of the field, but Stan Jerd died with a tackle.
Forgive him, kind sir, he is a front rower. Here's Price. Price within about 8 metres of the line. Played back for Sharp. On to Eden. On it goes to Mayers. goes to Cronin. On to Graeme Atkins. Atkins scores. That's the Eels' second try. Catching, passing and running. The Bulldogs, they're not shuffling. They're not marking up in defence. And the Eels are really putting it together. Cronin playing a major part in everything that happens out there. Atkins scores. Parramatta leading 10-0 now.
Parramatta have recognised that the Canterbury outside backs aren't reading defence well. They're not numbering off, and here Cronin sums up the situation. He realised the backs haven't marked up correctly, throws the long pass to his winger Atkins, and he does the rest after a free run to the line.
See it again. The Graeme Atkins try. Well, it's a case of the prodigal son returns. He's got Parramatta through his blood, right through his lifetime, a family that's been associated with the Parramatta club for, as I said, a lifetime. And he went to eastern suburbs and came back. As we come back to Michael Cronin, 5 metres in from touch on the 22. 1 from 2 for Mick Cronin. This time he's missed it. Scoreline in the NEC Big Game, Parramatta 10, Canterbury no score. Turning it back into Lamb, who stayed alive in the play of the ball. The siren is sounding. Lamb gets the ball into the centre of the park. Batiste decides to kick. Falling back for it is Mike Eden. And Eden comes back over the halfway. Eden finds an opening. He goes for it. And he's tackled. That's the end of the first 40. Oh, the Eels having a dream half. But plenty of worries for Canterbury. Let's get this half-time summary from Graeme Hughes.
Yes, plenty of problems for Canterbury, Ray. The Parramatta have certainly done their homework on this one. They're playing a very strict pattern. They're opening Canterbury up out wide. And as you look at that half-time lead for the Parramatta side, I think you've got to take your hats off to Parramatta's John Mooney.
Welcome back to Belmore for the second half of this big one between Parramatta and Canterbury. There's the Parramatta total tackles, 91. Mears and Stewart both making 15. And Canterbury, 110 tackles required. Folks with 16 tops the bill, and 5/8 Lamb has made 14. 10-0 then to Parramatta, with Cronin about to restart. Cronin sending it down to the Canterbury line, and Potter it is to bring it back. Darryl Broman is off, and Gillespie is on for Peter Tunks. Mortimer taking to the air. Lydiard, he's put it down. Sharp's offside. It's a penalty for the Bulldogs. Lydiard was right up above the pack. He deserved a better fate.
Sharp probably had absolutely no option. There were Canterbury players streaming through. The try line was open. Sharp picked up the loose ball. He may well have conceded 2, but he could have stopped 6.
Only 11 metres out, just off centre, and he gets the first points of the match for the Canterbury Bankstown side. Parramatta 10, Canterbury 2. You're watching the NEC Big Game from Belmore.
It may well be that Peter Wynn took an injury into the match also. He's only made 10 tackles in the game, and that's unlikely, but he's done some great things in attack.
Look at Ella! Pushing players away as he makes that yardage. Oh, Stanjerd! He took the shoulder charge, still got it away. David Lydiard proving a hard target.
for some of the Canterbury forwards. Lydiard still going. He comes to Cronin, gets it on to Atkins. Atkins is still going. Atkins looks for the line. Atkins has scored. Atkins scores. Wow. Well, Ella and Lydiard, they put it on. Atkins simply finished it off. It all started with Stan the Man. A shoulder charge, he went down, took it like a gentleman, got up and passed the ball, and then David Lydiard took off, and he weaved his magic through this slippery Belmore sports ground, away from tackles lacking in commitment. Cronin to Atkins, and I honestly thought Potter had him, and then I thought this man had him, the number 53. But Atkins was able to defy them all. And though it looked a classical try, there was some puerile defence.
Well, that's exactly what you could put it down to. There were 5 missed tackles in this raid by the Parramatta Eels. There was some great broken field running by David Lydiard first, but the number of missed tackles culminating in a miss by Potter, a miss by Chris Mortimer, and there's the result of it.
And Cronin to take this attempted conversion. He's about 15 metres in from touch on the hillside. Hits it. He's got it, Cronin. Straight between the uprights. Parramatta 16, Canterbury 2. Of Billy Johnston, and they persevere with this construction of the scrum the way it is. Here's Ella. Ella in and around and between, and then Cronin is crunched from behind. Ella and Cronin really putting it on today. The bomb from Ella. The chase is on, and it's a try, I think. Glenn Mansfield has come down with the ball. He makes a specialty of it. And another try to the Eels. 20 points to 2. A shellacking. This was the pinpoint accuracy of Steve Ella as he put it in the air, and Mansfield, it's not the first time I've seen him do this. He gets right up above them, gets a good sight of it, a good grip on it, and down he comes for 4 points.
You can very often judge a team's enthusiasm by the way it chases kicks in attack and stops them in defence. And have a look at this. Mick Potter's left on his own, and yet we had 3 Parramatta players in the picture, and that's the result. A good try.
Glenn Mansfield, the try scorer. Cronin will take a conversion from right in front. And you would have seen a shot of Ray Price still geeing his players up. And I wonder whether Price is reminding them of the grand final. Still telling them, let's get as much revenge as we possibly can here at the moment. Converted by Cronin. Parramatta leading by 22 points to 2. You're watching the NEC Big Game. Eden. Little bit of Steve Mortimer back. Taken by Potter. There's the siren. The rematch of the grand finalist ending with Parramatta winning by 22 points to 2. Ella, Mansfield a try apiece. Atkins scored 2. Cronin kicked 3 goals. And Canterbury, their lone points.